always portray themselves as victims, basically sharing all their sad stories that happened to them, how they were mistreated and abused by everybody in their life, especially their caregivers. You see, with this method, they gain your sympathy and connect with you even deeper by sharing these stories. They connect with you and fool you into helping them, into loving them, and also trying to fix them. They are too good to be true. You see, in the first conversations, you connect deeply with them. Basically, they will mirror everything about your character traits, your style, your interests, and it will feel basically like they are the closest person to you from day one. You are the best thing that ever happened to them since sliced bread, right? No one understands them as you do. They got abused by everyone else, and you finally are their savior. The biggest red flag that the victims should be on the lookout for is parental neglect or childhood abuse. If they share those things with you, especially too soon, run for your life. It will not end up well for you. You see, they will love bomb you, raise you on the highest pedestal ever, basically shower you with compliments, and every compliment or feeling you give them, they will answer back with more of the same. This is the stage where they hook you up into their validation, attention, adulation, and admiration. They are very interested in you from the first few conversations, asking you everything about yourself, how your day was. Basically, they will give you an amount of abnormal attention early on, initiating the conversations first, taking you through all these conversations for hours on a daily. They are gaining your trust in this phase and getting you hooked to the game. They have unbearable mood swings, you guys, unbearable. In one moment, they're all lovely, and the other moment, they just go exploding on you. You feel like you're walking on eggshells constantly due to their unpredictable mood swings. They are basically sucking and draining your energy alongside with your esteem. They cause drama out of the blue. Since drama brings excitement and to see how much you are willing to tolerate and with how much they are able to get away with, they daily cause drama for no reason and then apologize, telling you they were overthinking. Basically, you don't know what you are going to expect from the next moment. That's their manipulation technique to get you even more hooked into their game. You see, they shower you with all this attention, all this adulation, all these emotions, all this false love, all this care. They're like babies. They care way too much, way too early, and expect you to answer back with the same things. That's the part where they try to connect with you to your empathy. And another thing, they're extremely sexual on the first meeting or conversations. They will try to hook you into their game with sexuality. And if that does not work, they will be emotional and lovely. They switch way too quick from manic to depressive state. Basically, today, they will be sexual, and tomorrow tell you off to see how much they can get away with and how much you're going to insist for them to stick around and stay with you. Y'all, these are tactics that the narcissist uses on people. This is what they do. This is how you know you are dealing with a textbook narcissist. These individuals do not understand right from left. You see, they're your typical con artists who will tell you they received emotional neglect, childhood trauma, emotional abuse from their parents their whole life. They daily feel internal insecurities, internal conflict. They feel emptiness. They have the void. They see the black hole. They feel worthless no matter what they do. You know, the whole childhood abuse, right? It's what they'll tell you. Caused them lack of empathy because they were never, ever loved. They were never respected. They were never valued. They weren't appreciated. No one cared for them. and from their caretakers or their parents to begin with. They were unable to love anyone, including themselves. They hate themselves. This is how they feel, y'all. And listen, if someone constantly hates themselves, how could they ever love somebody else? Make it make sense. Because people ask me all the time, how do I know the narcissist ever loved me? Well, how could you? Listen, they don't love them. I can't stress this enough. They don't love them. So how is it possible for them to love you? I want you to just sit back and think about that. How someone does not love themselves, and you're asking yourself if they miss or love you. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. Let's talk about it. How could they love you? They don't love them. And to them, if you love them, you're basically a loser. This is how they view you. Because no one can love them because they feel like they always failed in life. That's their typical mentality. You see, to ease their internal insecurities, they manipulate the whole community, people around them, right? In their close proximity. They manipulate everyone around them by a fake persona, basically faking everything about themselves and presenting to the public a perfect image, a caring, lovely, charming character. This is what they do. While they manipulate the crowd, they gather up admiration, attention, adulation, like I said, validation, basically to regulate their self-esteem, which is a temporary fix. Y'all, make it make sense. No matter what they are, your typical wounded child who never grew up, emotionally, their emotional level is stuck at their childhood trauma period. Excuse me, y'all. It's stuck at their childhood trauma period with one word, the period of abuse. That's it. That's all. And see, with all that being said, no matter how good the source of supply is, they will sooner or later get bored since they possess a really low boredom tolerance level. I keep telling y'all, there's no way around this type of stuff. It's a whole circus. They love going after people that possess high levels of empathy. They love empaths. Why? Because they are vulnerable and they are easy to be charmed and manipulated. They go through the love bombing, right? Devaluation and the discard process. They will start to test the new, person in their lives, causing drama out of the blue. Since the drama brings excitement and everything that's new is exciting to a narcissist. They will cause drama, you guys. I can't stress this enough. Out of the blue. And see how much they can get away with dealing with you. And if you leave them and walk away with everything that gives them the green light, that you possess high levels of empathy and you are, a long-term source of supply for them. And this is what they look for. And when you resist, right? When you resist their attempts, they will discard you early on and move to the next source of supply. Because these are your typical druggies. They are searching for a fuel supply. And if you pass their test, the cycle starts. This is how it goes. Because they follow a predictable relationship pattern. Or shall I say, situationship pattern, right? Love bombing, devalue, discard, hoover. This is what they do. They follow this pattern, y'all. We know what love bombing is, right? Rising the person above the pedestal. Making him or her feel special. Telling them all the good stuff they need to hear, right? While they mirror the hell out of you. Shape-shifting into all the characters about you. Stealing all your character traits. Copying you. With one word. Here and there. Making you fall in love with them. Right? And guess what? This is the closest that somebody with narcissistic personality disorder will ever get to feel what they call love. Ideation. This is the closest they will get to what they call feeling like they're in love with somebody. Because love bombing is a form of infatuation or obsession with their possession, right? This is what this is. They are obsessed with the new doll or the new object that they want so bad. A person with narcissistic personality disorder enters the relationship, or shall I say, situationship, right? To fill a void, pulling all the weight to the shoulders of the person. Again, with one word. Because they don't like to do any work. They will one word you to death, y'all. And you'll fall for it. Because this is what they do. They seek for the impossible. Basically want other people to fix them or fill their emptiness. No one matters to them. And no matter what other people do or what they say, they will never be able to fill the void of the emptiness that the narcissist has. Because the problem is not the other person. It's the narcissist. You can't fix these people. Because guess what? After a period of time, the void will be back with a vengeance. Because it never really went away. But they can portray it like it's gone away. But you guys, this void never really goes away, y'all. It does not go away. After a period of time, it comes right back in. And they will start to think that, hey, listen, maybe this new supply isn't so special after all. Maybe my new target isn't so special after all. They have flaws. Right? This is how they're going to feel. They will feel like you're not so special after all, since the void is still there. And guess what? The boredom starts to kick back in. And they will start to devalue. And once the devaluing starts, guess what? There is no turning back. Because you see, the devalue basically, it can happen gradually or suddenly when they get bored or called out on their actions. Once they start to devalue, they start to groom new sources of supplies, switching all their energy and time to someone else. Since it takes them a lot, right, to manipulate new people. It's a whole new different, challenge for them. Especially the people that, right, are careful with sharing their empathy. They will pull back and suddenly switch all of their attention from you to someone else. And you'll be left not even knowing what the hell happened. You won't even understand it. You'll be wondering what you did wrong. What just happened? You start to search for answers, right? Because they will totally or completely ignore you. Because they're too busy working on a new supply. And then they'll begin gaslighting you. When you start calling them out on ignoring you, not paying attention to you. What's going on? They will start gaslighting you to no end. They will totally deny all their actions, taking no responsibility, and telling you things like you're going crazy. They never did those things. What are you talking about? You're neglecting them. They're not neglecting you. You're doing too much. You're too sensitive. This is what you will get when you start to question, what the hell is going on here? Because guess what? They'll slap you today and tell you tomorrow that never happened. You guys, you cannot make this stuff up. Do you hear me? And they can gaslight you because they've already been testing you early on. And a lot of times they'll be threatening you, telling you things like they will leave you, right? For certain things. For standing up for yourself, for speaking up for yourself, for questioning them, for calling them out. They will try to groom you into believing that if you question them, once you start catching on, that they will walk away from you. You see, let me tell you something. Let me talk to you. They already know that you're going to find out who they are, right? They already know that you're going to start seeing through the facade because they can't hide these behaviors. It's who they are, right? So once they start behaving like this, they know you're the normal person, right? Because they're not normal. Remember that. So they know you're going to start asking questions. Like, what the hell is going on here? What do you think you're doing? Why did you do this? Or why'd you do that? Their behavior is going to start seeping through the cracks. You're going to start seeing what is going on. Who's behind the mask, right? So they know you're going to start asking questions. And when you do start asking questions, guess what? They want to have you forewarned, right? That this is what will happen when you start this. Because they already know that you're going to find out. That you're going to see what's going on. That you're going to find out who they are. That they can't hide this behavior. So they try to have these little pep talks with you, right? Or try to threaten you through certain words that they say. Making you feel very insecure about them sticking around the moment you start questioning their horrible behavior. This is what they do. They know it. They know you're going to start wanting answers. Like, who the hell do you think I am? And what do you think you're doing? And then listen, if you anything like me, you start saying things like, are you trying to abuse me? Because listen, y'all, I'm going to tell you something. Let me talk to you. I started saying things like, wait, hold up. Back up. wait. This feels like abuse to me. I mean, I'm nobody's fool, but is this what you do to people? Because this feels like abuse. And I don't know who you take me for, but I'm not one of them. I'm not hanging around for this. Because I didn't know nothing about narcissism. And I was speaking my mind like, listen, stop playing out here. Like, I'm not one of them. I don't know who you take me for. My self-esteem is not low. You can't lower it there. And guess what? We're not going to do this. I'm not one of them. No. I'm not desperate for a relationship. Baby, I will move on. You can do this by yourself. I don't do no circuses. Nothing comes to a circus but clowns, baby. And I'm not one of those. You can do this by yourself. And I can show you better than telling you. Because they say, you never tell a narcissist that you're leaving. You guys, I was doing all of that. Listen, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not putting up with this. What you think this is? Just like I got you, I can get somebody else. You got the game all twisted. This is all twisted. I don't know who you take me for. Y'all, I'm telling you, listen. Y'all, I'm telling y'all what's real. This is a big circus. It's a circus. And it doesn't change, y'all. This is now, y'all listen. It's a circus. It's a big circus, y'all, and it don't change. And these individuals will gaslight you to no end. And so once they start gaslighting you, they won't have a problem with it because no matter what they do to you, they feel like you'll just suck it up and continue to stay right by their side. And you will fight for them even more if it means losing them. This is why they have these little threatening conversations, or shall I say, they don't have conversations. They have talks because narcissists cannot communicate. We all know that. These idiots can't even communicate properly. Dealing with a whole toddler. You guys, I know 3-year-olds who you could talk to, and a narcissist can't even compare. I'm telling y'all what's real. And this is what they'll do. They will constantly continue threatening you being involved with them. Because let me tell you something. Let me talk to y'all real quick. Understand something. Once the devaluation starts to kick in, you have already been replaced. They never discard. They will shelf you, and then they will replace you. Because the new person is feeding them positive fuel and excitement. While you become the boring individual, right? The sidekick. They will ignore you to no end. But they won't ignore you completely. They will give you as little as possible to keep you hanging in there and give you a chance to start doing whatever it is you're doing, searching for answers, finding out what's going on. They'll keep you hanging on by breadcrumbing. Listen, they will breadcrumb you to pieces, y'all. Gotta understand something. Because fuel is fuel to a narcissist. Whether it's positive or negative fuel, they still will feel important to you. And when all else fails, what happens? There comes a silent treatment. They will, continue to breadcrumb you and then give you the silent treatment. Because they like to combine gaslighting with silent treatments. Because once you call them out on their actions, they will basically neutralize your attempts, giving you the prolonged silent treatments, since they already know that you are aware of what's going on. And this is like sending you a message, right? Like, yeah, you chose to stand up for yourself, right? And I'm going to just give you my silent treatment. I'm going to just withhold everything that makes you feel good. I'm going to just take everything away. There's no more fake love, no care, no affection, no attention. Listen, they use, including sex, y'all, they use everything against you. And you know what? Let's talk about the sex. Let's talk about the sex. Because a lot of y'all think that the sex is good with the narcissist. I've heard this so many times, and I used to be one of them. Yeah. Let's talk about the sex and how they pass out STDs. As I said in the video before, you have not seen this video, go back and check it out like Halloween candy. Do you hear me? That's how they pass out STDs. Yeah, that's right. They'll catch a disease, something that's incurable, and tell you that you gave it to them. You cannot make this stuff up. I have to side-eye people, right? When I'm talking about narcissists and sex, you guys, narcissists sleep with anyone. Narcissists sleep with anything. Let me say that again. Narcissists sleep with anyone. Narcissists sleep with anything. Do you hear me? Do y'all know what kind of world we're living in today? Do y'all understand society as a whole? Do you understand people are out here having sex like there's no end? Like it's their last day on earth? Multiple partners. Narcissists sleep with same sex and the opposite sex. And sometimes, guess what? They claim to be gay. They claim to be lesbian. They claim to be heterosexual. Listen, they're none of that. They don't have a gender. They don't have a gender because anybody can get it. This is why they're constantly accusing you of cheating on them and messing around on them and doing things that you know for a fact you're not doing. This is them telling you what they're doing to you. This is their confessions. This is them explaining to you what they're doing to you by accusing you of it. That's what they're doing. Do I have to say this again? Make it make sense? Are you entertained by this? So make no mistake about it. When you're walking around saying the narcissist, oh, the sex is this and that, do you know how many other people they're making feel this way? And y'all, let me talk to y'all. Listen up. You're talking about the sex, right? Do you have any idea that the lights are on but nobody's home? Do you know who you're sleeping with? Do you have any idea who you're having a sexual encounter with? Yeah. Have you any idea what's behind that mask? Do you think you're sleeping with a human? Do you believe that you're sleeping with a person? Yeah, some of y'all don't want to hear that. Some of y'all not ready for this. Some of y'all not ready for this. That's why I haven't created that video yet, because some of y'all not ready for this. You're not ready for this conversation. Have you any idea who you're having sex with? Yeah. Do you know who's really behind the mask? What's really there? Who you're really giving your goodies to? Have you any idea? I had to take a moment of silence, y'all. I'm telling you what's good. You know, only somebody who's been there and has been sleeping with a narcissist would know these things. You know, narcissists only do certain positions. Have you ever looked at narcissists in the eyes while y'all having sex? Have you ever looked at narcissists in their face paying attention to whom, or shall I say, what you're having sex with? Some of y'all haven't paid attention to this part. Have you any idea who you're giving your body to? These positions that they like to do, these things that they like to do. If you pay attention, you will catch certain things. Because certain things a narcissist cannot hide from you sexually. I've seen it. What about you? I've caught it. What about you? Do you see how immoral they are sexually? The things that they want you to do? The things that they come up with? How sexual, immoral they are in bed? I won't even talk about some of the things that the narcissist asked me to do in this video. Listen, it's not even sexual. It's animalistic. Who does that? The narcissist. That's who. Haven't they introduced you to things that you would never do with a normal person? Have you found yourself saying no to certain things that you know for a fact you would not do in bed? But you did it for the narcissist? You ever wonder how you were convinced to do these things for the narcissist, but you would never do these things with nobody else? Moment of silence. Have your sexual behavior changed in bed with a narcissist? Did you have to go to God to put your sexual morality back in place from sleeping with a narcissist? Listen, I'm gonna get off this subject because y'all not ready for this conversation. Y'all not ready to talk about this. Y'all not ready for this. Y'all not ready for this conversation. Yeah. It corrupt your whole sex life. You found yourself doing things you never thought. Make it make sense. And like I said, y'all, back to the silent treatment. You know, their silence will increase more and more the more you call them out. You'll be searching for answers, trying to figure out what you've done wrong while they're grooming this other person in your place. Because they know that you know, and they can't pull you back in position. They want to shelf you, give you a chance to regroup, rejuvenate, regain all your energy to come back to suck you dry. You know, they won't give you closure. They don't have any answers. They will never give you closure because you're an object and you don't deserve closure. As a matter of fact, to them, you don't even deserve them. And they know deep down inside that it will confuse you. It will completely confuse you. And you'll feed them more fuel by trying to figure it out. And they'll continue feeling important while belittling you to somebody else. Not to mention the projection, right? This is another manipulation. This is another technique that they will basically project their whole insecurities to you. Telling you that you are overthinking. You're going crazy. All the lunacy, right? And you'll end up apologizing profusely for calling them out for what they're doing to you. What doesn't a narcissist do, y'all? Stonewalling you. Another technique used by narcissists and people who are sociopathic. This is what they do. They like to use it a lot. They like to use these things a lot. You know, it's like you don't even have feelings. They'll do you something. And you can ask them a specific question. You know, just wanting to know certain things. And they will immediately switch to or change the topic to something, something else. Totally off what you're talking about. Leaving you even more confused. You will never get answers from a narcissist. And they love emotional withholds, y'all. They will withhold emotionally every time they get called out on their basic actions. Every time they get called out on things that they've done to you. They do all these horrible things, and then when you decide to call them out, they want to withhold. This is what they will do to you. Punishing you for wanting to know what the hell they got going on. And guess what that'll have you doing? You're craving for their attention, their affection, their fake love, the caring. You're craving for anything from that narcissist. Because you're being punished. You're being punished for being too smart. You're being punished for wanting to know what's going on. You're being punished for wanting to know why they're treating you this way. Why they constantly continue to confuse you and tell you these things are not even happening. Y'all, if this is not insanity, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I always ask y'all, are you entertained? Y'all, it's a circus. It's a circus. It's a circus. By the time you finish going through the love bombing, the evaluation, discard, then they're back hoovering you again. Y'all, it's a circus. These are the cycles of abuse that you will go through with the narcissist. It is a circus, y'all. That's all that it is. Some people can't even put themselves, like I said in my last video, can't even put themselves back together after going through narcissistic abuse. They have no idea where to begin. They've been spread out so far, they have no idea to put themselves back together, y'all. This is what you go through with a narcissist. I tell y'all constantly. Can't make it up. Like I said at the very beginning of this video, they're your typical con artists who's had everything in the world happen to them. From a child, everybody did it, right? And they just constantly took this with them everywhere that they went. And this gives them an excuse. This gives them a pass. This is the reason why they get to do what they do. And no one should ask questions. Because it happened to them in their childhood. I'm not falling for it. I don't want to hear it. As I said before in a video before, I don't know how many videos before, but it's been a while back I've created this video. If you have not seen this video, you should check it out. Listen. Half the time, majority of the time, if you listen to their childhood stories, they're lies. They are lies. I told y'all in the video how I heard the narcissist childhood story and told them to their face that it was a lie. I did not let this story slide. I did not let the narcissist convince me that this really happened. I did not want to hear it until the narcissist was so angry they were forced to go into rage and scream and tell me, "You're right, it never happened." I know that it didn't. I know. It sounds like a lie. Yeah. Y'all, they were mad as hell that I figured that story out, that they could not get away with that. That they could not get me to believe that what they were saying to me was true. Boy, was I in hot water after that. You guys listen. Oh, they was mad. Do you hear me? Boy, was I in hot water after that. Oh my God. They didn't want to see me. They didn't want to be around me. Now listen, they wanted to keep me around because whatever supply I was providing at that time, they wanted to continue benefiting from that supply. But boy, were they trying to punish me. Meanwhile, still getting fuel from me, they were trying to punish me for even knowing that the story that they were telling was a lie. It may have worked on everybody else, but it just didn't work on Yolanda. I wasn't falling for it. That sounds like a lie. And I have wonderful discernment now that I've gone through narcissistic abuse. And let me tell you something. Let me talk to y'all. You know, after going through narcissistic abuse, when you learn the lesson, you learn the lesson. And your discernment, you may have had it before, but it will heighten itself. It will turn up. Once you recognize its behavior, once you recognize and you heal the proper way, right? Because at some point, we have to take accountability for allowing this, for not, sticking around for longer than we should have, for not knowing, then going, right? Now, don't get me wrong. The narcissist is still at fault. But the part that we played in it is what comes to light. And that's the thing. And once you know, once you know, you gotta go. Y'all is crazy. You guys, that's it for this video. I hope that everyone is thriving, doing well, and not bringing no narcissists in 2024. And if you are with the narcissist in 2024, I'm praying for your recovery, that you get away and get away safely. They're not good for anybody, y'all. You guys, that's it for this video. It has been long enough. Take a time out to like, comment, share, subscribe. Turn on your bells so you will know when I drop another video. Until next time.